Can you believe some of these cars? Safety features, high-tech gadgets, and electrification have made our vehicles heavier than ever before. But some cars are so heavy, it's downright ridiculous. Hey everyone, today we're counting down the top 7 cars that are just too heavy. Let's get started and see which ones made the list. BMW M5. Kicking off our list is the BMW M5. Remember when the E39 M5 was the king? Well, the new M5 isn't living up to the hype. The latest model tips the scales at a whopping 5,400 pounds, which is 1,000 pounds heavier than its predecessor and even heavier than a Chevy Tahoe. All those extra pounds mean it's slower than the old M5 despite having a 720 horsepower hybrid V8. Check out this graph showing how the M5 has gained weight with each new generation. It's shocking. The new M5's hybrid powertrain should have been a game changer, but instead, it's a game ender. The added weight of the hybrid system negates any performance gains from the extra horsepower. It's like giving an athlete a heavy backpack to carry while they're running a race. They might be stronger, but they're also slower. This new M5 is a classic example of how adding more isn't always better. The M5 is supposed to be a performance car, not a rolling tech showcase that forgot how to be fun to drive. Even with all the luxury and tech features, the sheer weight of the car overshadows its performance capabilities. BMW has always been known for its driving dynamics, but with this M5, they seem to have lost the plot. Rimac Nevera. Next up is the Rimac Nevera, a car that's incredibly fast in a straight line, having set 23 speed records in one day. Impressive, right? But take it to the Nürburgring, and its weight becomes a serious problem. The Nevera's 120 kW battery pack contributes to its 100-pound weight. Despite using lightweight materials like carbon fiber, the massive battery pack makes the car feel like it's dragging a boulder. Even with all that power, it can't match the agility of lighter cars like the GT3-RS, which is 15 seconds faster around the track. Weight does make a difference. The Nevera's problem isn't just its weight, but how that weight is distributed. Despite using lightweight materials like carbon fiber, the massive battery pack sits low but still makes the car feel like it's dragging a boulder. The car's performance on a twisty track highlights the challenge of balancing power and weight. The Nevera might be a straight-line beast, but when it comes to corners, it's a bit of a disaster. All that power is great, but it needs to be manageable, and the Nevera just doesn't deliver in that department. It's a reminder that no matter how much power you have, if you can't handle it, it's all for naught. Straight-line speed records are cool, but real driving involves more than just going fast in a straight line. Dodge Challenger Hellcat. The Dodge Challenger Hellcat is a beast, weighing in at 4,500 pounds. That's over 2 metric tons. This car is all about brute force with a 6.2-liter Hemi V8 and a 2.7-liter supercharger. It's massive and it's heavy, but that's exactly how the fans like it. Out of thousands of cars sold, only a handful opted to remove the passenger seats to make it lighter. People love it just the way it is, even if it's more of a tank than a car. The Hellcat's charm lies in its unapologetic nature. It's not trying to be a sophisticated sports car, it's a raw, old-school muscle car that embraces its heft. The weight adds to its straight-line stability but makes it a nightmare on a winding road. But hey, if you're buying a Hellcat, you're not looking to set lap times. You're looking to set off car alarms with its roar and leave tire marks on every corner. It's a car that's true to its roots, even if those roots are planted in very heavy soil. The Hellcat's bulk might be a disadvantage in some respects, but it's also part of its unique appeal. It's a car that commands attention and respect, even if it's not the nimblest on the road. Plus, there's something inherently thrilling about driving a car that feels like it could flatten anything in its path. It's a reminder of a bygone era when muscle cars were all about raw power and unfiltered driving experiences. Bentley Continental GT3-R. The Bentley Continental GT3-R is supposed to be a lightweight, track-focused car. Instead, it weighs a hefty 4,900 pounds. Bentley tried to strip it down by removing the rear seats, adding a titanium exhaust, and using carbon fiber, but they only managed to cut 200 pounds. The result? It's still slower around the track than an Alfa Romeo SUV. Being the most dynamic Continental ever doesn't mean much when you're carrying that much weight. The GT3R's weight problem is a lesson in the limits of luxury. You can remove all the wood trim and swap in carbon fiber, but when the base car is a heavy luxury cruiser, there's only so much you can do. The GT3-R might have all the right parts, but it doesn't have the right spirit. It's like putting racing stripes on a sofa. It doesn't change the fact that it's still a sofa. For a car that's supposed to dominate the track, it's more likely to dominate the buffet line. What's more, the GT3R's weight affects its handling and agility, making it less responsive and less fun to drive on twisty roads. The GT3R might have the looks of a track star, but it lacks the performance to back it up. Bentley's attempt to create a lightweight, track-focused version of the Continental ended up being more of a heavyweight disappointment. Despite all the efforts to shed pounds, the car still feels like it's carrying a heavy burden. It's a reminder that true performance requires more than just shaving off a few pounds. It requires a fundamental rethinking of the vehicle's design and purpose. Mercedes SL43. The Mercedes SL43 is supposed to be sporty and light, but it's far from it. Weighing almost 4,000 pounds, this car comes with a 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine. It's loaded with tech, but all that extra weight makes it slower than cheaper rivals like the base Porsche Carrera convertible and even the BMW Z4. Mercedes missed the mark with this one. The SL43 is a case of mixed priorities. It's loaded with luxury features, but at the cost of its performance. Heated seats, driver alert monitoring, and pop-out door handles add convenience, but also add pounds. Mercedes should have focused on what SL stands for, Sport Light. Instead, they gave us a car that's neither sporty nor light. For $115,000, buyers expect more than just a luxurious cruiser. They want a car that lives up to its name and delivers an exhilarating drive, which the SL43 simply doesn't. Instead of being a thrilling sports car, the SL43 ends up being a heavy, underpowered cruiser that struggles to compete with lighter, more agile rivals. It's a car that's caught between two worlds, trying to be both luxurious and sporty, but failing to excel at either. The SL43 is a reminder that sometimes you need to focus on one thing and do it well, rather than trying to be everything to everyone. For those looking for a true sports car experience, there are better, lighter, and more exciting options available. BMW XM. When BMW's M division announced the XM, fans were excited about a new halo car. Instead, they got a 6,000-pound SUV. It's the heaviest BMW ever made and didn't perform well at the Pikes Peak event, crashing into trees during the attempt. The XM is all about power and size, but it's not practical or popular. It's just a massive, heavy, and underwhelming SUV. The XM's weight is its Achilles heel. BMW aimed to create a performance SUV, but the result is a vehicle that's too heavy to handle its power effectively. The crash at Pikes Peak is a testament to this imbalance. The XM might have impressive specs on paper, but in the real world, it's cumbersome. It's a car that tries to do everything, but ends up excelling at nothing. For an M car, which should be the pinnacle of performance, this is a massive letdown. The XM's sheer size and weight make it difficult to maneuver, and its handling suffers as a result. The car's performance is hampered by its bulk, making it less agile and less enjoyable to drive. Despite its powerful engine and advanced technology, the XM struggles to deliver a truly engaging driving experience. It's a car that's more about show than go, and that's a disappointment for a vehicle bearing the M badge. The XM is a reminder that bigger isn't always better, and that true performance requires a balance of power and weight. Hummer EV. Finally, the Hummer EV. This behemoth weighs 9,600 pounds, classifying it as a medium-duty truck. It accelerates to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds, making it a literal tank on wheels. The Hummer's massive battery weighs more than an entire Subaru BRZ and offers a range of 380 miles. However, its sheer weight makes it dangerous, with a high risk of rolling over and battery fires in a crash. This car is more of a hazard than a marvel of modern engineering. The Hummer EV's weight isn't just a number, it's a safety concern. At nearly 10,000 pounds, it's a risk to other road users and its occupants. Its rapid acceleration adds to the danger, creating a vehicle that's hard to control in emergencies. The heavy battery pack also poses a fire risk in the event of a crash. While the Hummer EV might boast impressive range and power, it's an example of excess gone wrong. The trade-offs for that much weight simply aren't worth it. The Hummer EV's design is a throwback to the original Hummer's military roots, but with all the modern tech and luxury features, it's become an overweight giant. The vehicle's size and weight make it impractical for everyday use, especially in urban environments where its massive proportions can be more of a hindrance than a help. The Hummer EV might appeal to those looking for a statement vehicle, but for most drivers, its disadvantages far outweigh its benefits. It's a reminder that sometimes innovation can go too far, resulting in a product that's more of a liability than an asset. Before we wrap up, here are a few more cars that almost made the list: the Audi Q7, the Tesla Model X, and the Ford Expedition. These cars are also carrying a lot of extra weight, making them less agile and more cumbersome on the road. Each of these vehicles suffers from the same issues as the cars on our main list: too much weight, leading to compromised performance and handling. They're great in many ways, but when it comes to weight, they're definitely on the heavy side. So there you have it, the top 7 cars that are just too heavy. While safety and tech are important, these cars show that sometimes less is more. Excessive weight can lead to reduced performance, poor handling, and even safety concerns. As car manufacturers continue to innovate, it's important to strike a balance between adding new features and maintaining the agility and performance that drivers expect. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.